Hello, lovely people. Good morning to every one of you, wherever you are watching from. This is yours truly, Mr. O. And I believe it's another brand new week, brand new day. Let's get out there and do good things and achieve greater things. Yes. Let's have a conversation as I drive to work. Today's conversation, I'm going to take you a little back, walk you through some few things. Then we can use that as our learning curve. When we were all kids, I remember we had teachers who asked us, what do you want to be in the future? What do you want to be? What career? Right? And that was in the elementary school. And most of us would give very wonderful answers. Yes, wonderful answers, because look, everyone wants to be a doctor, everyone wants to be a pilot, everyone wants to be a nurse. Few people want to be teachers. Few people wanted to be teachers back then. Few of my colleagues would also say, I want to be a farmer, I want to be a driver. You know, it depends on your orientation, the home you are coming from, and so many other factors. And even as kids at that age, we didn't understand so many things, right? So we were looking up to the people we had access to in our communities and in our environments, immediate environments. Great. So I, for one, said I wanted to be a pilot. And that desire to be a pilot has always been there from elementary level. Okay, from elementary school. We transitioned from the elementary and we go to the middle school, which is the JHS. At that level, the desire was still strong. It was still, the appetite to be a pilot was there. Then I started taking steps, writing to pilot training schools in South Africa and other places, and I got responses from those in South Africa with the curriculum, with the cost, with everything. Those days it wasn't anything. I think it was that 10,000 rand or something. You know, those days were when you were writing pen pals and stuff, and they were giving you responses. So this was one of them. I was writing to schools and companies. Okay, so fast forward. In the middle school, I realized that my quest or my desire to be a pilot may not come true because of the cost and where I have to do my trainings and all that. So there was a lot happening. Now, in transitioning from the middle school to high school, which is the senior high school now in Ghana, the secondary school, there was a decision to still keep in that faith. So I told myself that if I'm not able to train as a pilot, then I must still do something that is related to planes, right? I can still do something related to planes. So I wanted to be an aero engineer. So those guys who fix the plane and check the engine, and I'm just fascinated by the cockpit, the engines, you know how complex, the complexity of those things. And I was also fascinated by the fact that, look, I had always wanted a job that would not sit me down, a job that would not allow me or make me sit in one place. You know, those days we didn't understand anything. It was all about hard work. It was all about get out there, keep moving, do this, fix that. Yeah, that was the mindset. So the desire was so strong. Now, you know, back in those days when you are in the middle school or the JHS, they will ask you to choose the courses you want to do, right? And the schools, especially the secondary schools you want to go. I chose. I had my choices. I wanted to go to the technical schools because those were the places I felt I could achieve my dream better. Yes, because I wasn't the book long type. I was the let's get it going, let's get it done kind of person. So I was more into the technical things. Electrical engineering too, there were technical schools that do that. So I ended up in Koforia Tech, right? I ended up in Koforia Tech. And those of you who are aware, Koforidua Secretariat, those days Nkrumah wanted to use it for pilot training school. Yes, it was earmarked for pilot training school. But those things all never came to fruition because of his administration being truncated and all that. So most of the technical schools, the one in Takrady, they were earmarked for very serious stuff to train people in technical areas. So I went there. But you see, unfortunately, when you have a little bit of a good grade, they will want you to do the science. Those who had the low grades, they want them to do the visual arts, they want them to do the general arts, and all kind of. And that is one conversation we'll be having another day, because I felt it wasn't the best kind of placement. So why do you place me in science? Because you thought I had a good grade. We all test differently. The person who had the supposedly bad grade that you are placing in general arts, they are the one, most of the time, they are the ones that end up in the science related fields, like the nurses, they are the lab technicians, because they didn't do any science though, but the desire is there. So they had their desire that, hey, listen, I want to go into this area of my life, but because of my grade, I was placed in this area. So I had that. So Koforidua Secretariat, we had two sciences. One was pure science with biology, but there was another one with all the science courses with technical drawing. So that was the engineering drawing. That was where the engineering part came in. So I was like, okay, I'm on my path. So even though I wanted electrical engineering directly, I never got the electrical engineering. Can you believe it? I never got it, because I was creating a path in my mind to be able to transition into what I desired and I wanted to be in future, right? And all these things came together, and I was in science. So I never did biology. I did elective math, chemistry, physics, and technical drawing. That was a very solid combination, strong one, because our technical drawing was not the normal one. We were doing serious engineering drawings. A course that I never wrote in was, yes, because I realized that I think it was too difficult, that if I write it, I'll get an F. So I didn't write that course. I skipped it. So I had 3 electives instead of 4. Yeah, that is one thing that I did. And I didn't regret it, because most of my colleagues who took that exam that year, they failed the technical drawing, because that technical drawing was difficult. That engineering drawing was not on our level. We had not too bad a teacher, but it wasn't the best of a teacher. So that was that. So let's put that conversation aside. So fast forward. One thing I have realized, so I finished the high school. Then I had to transition to the university, right? And because my desire was still on that one thing, get into something related to aircrafts, get into something related to pilots, something close to the pilot that you never was. I was still desiring to pursue the electrical engineering, even though I didn't do the electricals in high school. So I applied to KNUST. So the first year I stayed at home. Second year I stayed at home because I wanted to get that thing that my heart desires. Yes, I was so positive of getting it. And KNUST, the people who were getting to KNUST, I had a better grade than most of them. So I didn't understand why I wasn't getting it. But hey, it is what it is. So I was home. The following year, and I decided that, okay, it's now 2 years, 3 years after my WASI. So I need to do something. Then I decided to apply to almost all the technical universities. Now they are called technical universities. It used to be called polytechnics. And I applied to most of them, and I applied to University of Education as well. Right? And the quest was still that if I don't get anything close to my electrical engineering, my aero engineering, I can still get something related. So now the thing had, softly come down to mathematics, because that was where the desire was. Okay, I still want my brain to be complex, to be doing something complex. So let me do mathematics. So all the schools I was applying later, I was applying for math. Now, in 2005, I got 2 hits. Yes, 2 hits. I got the University of Education, Winneba, to do my mathematics education. Then I also got the electrical engineering I was desiring from Takoradi Polytechnic. Takoradi Polytechnic. Then now these 2 letters were sitting there and I was just looking at them. Then the conversation, you know, throughout these phases of my formal education, you realize that everything has changed. At every stage there was a change. I had to retweak my mind. I had to reshape myself. I had to, you know, put my mind in a different space, because every stage of my formal education brings a change, brings different conversations. So therefore, I needed to keep evolving as a person. I wasn't static. I kept evolving. All right. And you know, throughout these phases, I've had conversation with people. I was growing as well. I was understanding life better, things better. And so I had these 2 admissions and I was contemplating. Then the conversation came that, oh, okay, if you go to the university, it is a sure pathway for you to get a job. And even at that time, 2005, you realize that people go to polytechnics and stuff, and they are not necessarily regarded. If you pay attention, if you've been in Ghana or in Africa for long, you realize that those who go to because polytechnic, you are considered to have done just 3 years. It wasn't standardized. That was what they were thinking. Okay, so we were being placed in a different category. I'm like, I love the polytechnics. I want to, and this is exactly what I wanted to do, and I've been given that course. So why are you guys saying I shouldn't? You know, you have all the sisters, the brothers, the aunties, and everybody talking. So my mind was so clouded. Then it was like, okay, just go to the university. At least, if not for anything, you are still doing the math. And I said, no, I wanted to do electrical engineering. Long story short, I ended up taking the university path. And that is what has made me what I am, who I am, where I am today, right? I ended up still pursuing the mathematics. Even in the university, I was still desirous of doing something complex. So I will write to the University of Sheffield, Hallam. I'll write to Aberdeen University. I'll write to all these universities, showing them my transcript in every semester. Then I was asking the head of the department that, listen, can I pursue actuarial science? Yes, because those they call it financial mathematics. I wanted to do financial mathematics with Sheffield. I wanted to do financial mathematics with different universities, showing them my transcript as at that time when I was in the university. Okay, and they'll write back to me, oh yes, you can do it. They will send you the brochures, they'll send you the cost, they'll send you everything, the courses that you need to complete in the semester and all that. But the only thing that wasn't showing was there was no scholarship. You know, so these cold emails, those days we were writing these emails long ago. We were writing. I have brochures. I have a lot of school brochures. I have Yale University, even Yale University, I have their brochures. I have so many universities. Those days, if you write them, they will send it to you easily, showing you all the courses, what you need, the qualifications you need to get into those courses. After that, how the prospects are. That's why they call it prospectus. You know, we had all these things on our lap, and they were glossy, brochures, very nice, full colored printed, and the feel, sometimes, you know, they use quality materials. And we had all these things, and we were glancing through it, thinking through it, and all I was looking for was mathematics, financial mathematics. And again, at that phase of my life, I noticed that financial mathematics in any of these universities was expensive. As at 2006, 2007, Sheffield was charging over £12,000 for that course, right? Yes, they were charging, over £12,000 for that program, which I was like, okay, again, now the cost has come back to hit me. Cost and accessibility cut off my desire to be a pilot at first. Now I am here again, and cost and accessibility is still looking like they are going to truncate my desire to branch into another arm of mathematics that feel complex, because I know in that way you'll be thinking, actuarial science, they are doing all these insurance calculations, all these things, it's complex, and it was a prestige sector of mathematics, so I still wanted something in that regard. But again, I had to kill that dream. So in every stage, I had to kill one dream to transition to another. I have to kill one dream to transition to another. From elementary level till I finished university, that was what was happening. Because there were things you desired and you think of, you never got. Yes, because of the environment in which we are, the cost and everything, it was a far-fetched dream for me and most people in the same situation with me. I saw classmates' dreams shattered just because of accessibility, just because they don't know somebody at the top places. You had so many good people whose dream never came into fruition, because before you can actually transition into something bigger in most of our African countries, you need to know somebody in some places, and that person also needs to know you. It used to be who do you know here? Then it became who knows you. You understand? Yeah, it became who knows you, because if I know Kenel Atikpo and Kenel Atikpo doesn't know me, of what benefit would that relationship be? Because I've said it that the relationship is what? An accelerator. Yes, if you believe that, the relationships are accelerated. One relationship can accelerate you to make certain wealth that you have not made in your life before. So I believed in that. I don't think that I knew that somebody needs to know me, and I also need to know somebody. And I realized also that I knew a lot of people, right? By virtue of my sisters, my friends, my colleagues, my brothers, in the community I was living in. I was living in an estate in Sakumono, one of the prestige estates, and the kind of people there too were not cheap, small people. I had access to good, but in the long run, do they know you? That is the thing. So the dream came down, and now I settled in my mind that, listen, all the things you are desiring, you cannot get it. So just keep doing what you need to do and be good at it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about mindset. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to tell you. A lot of us hold this static mindset. We hold this block mindset. We are not flexible. We are not fluid. We believe that this is where I must go and that is it. Yes, motivational speakers will tell you, oh yeah, it is a good thing. You have to believe in one thing and pursue it. And I say yes, but as much as we are humans, circumstances change. A lot of things can alter that dream. So you need to hold a certain mindset about life. Everything is about the mindset, because it took me a long time to understand. Even though I was practicing this particular thing, I never knew it was an asset that I had. Everything was about the mindset. How you hold yourself, because I held a certain mindset about teachers. Yes, let's not all kid ourselves. We all have been there before. We are all guilty of it. Most of us how many of us, when we were in the elementary school, that they will ask you, what do you want to be in the future? You say you want to be a teacher. How many of you, even in the old age, even at the university level, people who are trained to be teachers never want to be teachers? And true to their word, most of my colleagues didn't end up in the classroom. Some of them ended up in the bank. Some of them ended up in the hospitals. Yes, even though they train in Winneba as BEd education. education in and social studies, education in this, but they ended up not being in the classroom. You understand? I mean, it's not, let's not kid ourselves. How many students, even in America here, how many of my students have I asked, oh, I mean, what do you want to do after school? 1%, 0.01% will tell me that they want to be teachers. And I'll smile and I'll laugh. Most of them, when you ask them, they say, man, I can be a teacher. I can deal with these kids. And I said, okay, you can't deal with these kids. Now you want me to be dealing with you. Then we'll laugh it off. But true to everyone's heart, nobody wants it. Because after all, in my family, I had teachers in my family. Yes, I had two of my big sisters who I stayed with. And surprisingly, these two of them, I stayed with them. I spent a lot of time with them. So, and I saw their life as teachers. And it wasn't something I desired. I saw my friends, I saw colleagues in the community who were teachers. We all saw teachers in the community. They were riding some 𝙈𝙤𝙤𝙣𝙙 bicycle. You know 𝙈𝙤𝙤𝙣𝙙 bicycle? The very big one. That bicycle. The one with the bell and the lights. Those were their life. That was the life they were living. So no one desired to be. You see a headmaster in a village, he's wearing some, political dress and putting red pen, blue pen, yellow pen, all the colors here. That was their life. And even at that tender age, my mind was so different. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Because I was desiring something better. Everyone desires better thing, in quote. You understand my point? So it is not, let's not kid ourselves and make it as a teachers, nobody like, yes, nobody respects us. That's the truth. That is the truth. So it has been like that for me. Even in the university, we wanted to get out. Look, I can tell you for a fact that even now, there are more than 300 Ghanaian teachers in America right now. That is the one. Those are the ones I know. Those are the ones we got in touch with that we all know. But I know there are more here, right? And even that, 50% of them want to get out of the job. Yes, 50% still want to get out. But I noticed one thing. When I finished university and I was looking for a job, I did my service with the IRS. That is the GRA now. They call it GRA now, the Internal Revenue Service. Now it is the GRA, yes, Revenue Authority. I was with the Statistics Department. And even in that situation, I was still looking for ways and means to get out. I didn't want to go into teaching. Right? But when I finished my service and I started looking for a job, all the people I knew in these high places, they didn't know me. In fact, they didn't even pay attention to me. So I had to go and apply to go back to my original. So you realize that at every stage, there was a desire to leave. But it depended on the mindset I had about the job. The mindset that I held about the teaching, that was why I was looking for ways and means to deviate or to divert from it. If somebody has given us a career counseling, spoken to us in a different way, shifted our mindset, changed our mindset about teaching, probably would have embraced it and looked for ways and means to be different. And that was what helped me when I got the school in 𝙀𝙀𝙤𝙣𝙆. When I got that job offer, in fact, I told myself that I will not be one of these teachers. That was the whole thing. I said, I will not be one of these teachers. I will be a different teacher. I will be somebody, a teacher with a difference. So, number one, I wasn't dressing like them because I told myself, no. Even though I'm a teacher, I'm a different one. I don't want to dress like a normal teacher. Put red pen, put blue pen. No. I don't want that. Right? And on the second note too, I told myself that I don't want to be doing all the manual work teachers do. They'll be grading, they'll be doing 30%, 40%, 15%, then they'll be putting, and it looked tedious. It seemed like a very tedious work for me. So as soon as I got there, pull up my laptop, and I had a laptop by then. I put up my laptop, it was a flip laptop. You could flip it 360. I mean, those days, man was ready to pursue some better life. Yes, better life in quote. And I pull it and say, okay, give me the structure you guys had. Okay, so the structure you have in doing your assessment, give it to me. I put everything in Excel form. Then I started inputting, and I shared that Excel on this page before. Yes, I've shared it to Facebook one time, and I said, those of you who need it, download it and tweak it to help yourselves. Because now I know most of the schools have school management softwares that they can input their grade and all those, and so you don't have to be doing 30% here, 70% here. No, the system, you just put in raw scores, it calculates everything for you. I did my own thing. I did my own formulas. So when you put in the values, it calculates and even put the A, B, C ranking and everything. It did everything for me, because these were basic Excel commands that you could put in, you know. So that was what helped some of us. We had a mindset entering the job. So when I settled in that and I said, look, I want to be a teacher with a difference. I want to teach my students differently. I want to hold myself differently. So I was driving to school. You see, you know, when you become a teacher in Ghana, in those days, that was in 2009, right? There was a period. There will be a period where your salary will not be paid. So you have to wait for like a year. Then after that, they'll start paying you. They'll pay you back pay and all those things. So for 1 year, my salary wasn't coming. The whole of 2011. Yes, because I started in 2010. My salary wasn't being paid. But then I held myself. I was staying in Accra and I was driving to school every day. I was taking Trotsky sometimes and I was driving sometimes. They don't understand why. Who are you that your salary is not being paid? You are driving to school. You don't look for an accommodation here. And I said, no, I don't want to look for an accommodation. The moment I look for an accommodation there, my mind said, I will become one of you. I will live that kind of, in quote, teacher's life. You know, you guys know it. Don't let us kid ourselves. They have a weird way of thinking. They have a weird way of looking at things. Everything looks expensive for teachers. I wanted to break that status quo. I wanted to break it mentally for myself and for other people. I said, listen, no, as a teacher, no, I don't have to. And you meet teachers, they want to be doing projects. Some of them that I met, they've been doing projects since I met them, and they're still doing projects now. They have not even moved to those houses. Some luckily have been smart and moved to their houses. Some have not. You understand? And I said, no, you want to build, I want to drive. And by then, I was still doing my car business. So I needed to project a certain image of myself when I meet my potential clients who want to buy a car for me. So you can't be saying you are selling car, you are working. No. So I must drive. You understand? So the desire and everything came together, and I kept that mindset. That is all I'm saying. It is all about mindset. In fact, if you have a scarcity mindset, a poverty mentality or poverty mindset, everything seems different to you. When they mention that, oh, I want to buy a phone and the phone is costing 1,500 Ghana cedis, it seems like it is out of space for you because your mentality is so wrong. You understand? Those days when I was a teacher, I wasn't using the normal techno phones. No, I've never used techno. I've used Huawei, because the desire was make sure you use a phone that does not think. I don't like phones that think. High processors, high storage sizes, high memories, so that it will be fluid, because I'll be multitasking on that phone. Even if it's a laptop, if it's a device. So when I understood devices very early, I was always looking for the highest spec. At least the ones that my money will buy. But teachers, even if you tell them to buy flat screen, yes, even if you tell them to buy LED screens, those days it was a tall order for teachers. Teachers want to buy Sanyo. They want to buy the Trident radio. Yeah, my sister had one. That radio, that was why I started listening to GRA. Those of you who listen to GRA, Radio Gold. Joy those days, Vibe FM. Oh, no. Every morning, Vibe from 4 o'clock, Black Santino. I'll listen to Black Santino till finish washing, you know? Amada. Oh man, those days were fun days. I'll listen to Black Santino in the evenings. during the day you listen to Sifakai on Radio Gold. They were doing this Saturday evenings. They were doing these funny comedies. They were imitating presidents and voices. Man, those days were fun. Then in the night, BB Manson. Night train. I'll fall asleep. Oh, life. So that is all I wanted to share this morning with you guys. It is all about a mindset. If your mindset is not right, even in your own house, you will become a slave. You will think like a slave, and you will be a slave. Your mindset can hold you to slavery if you don't think well, if you don't position your mind very well. Think like a rich man, behave like a rich man, and do things like a rich man. Then riches will come to you. Whatever your mind is able to project, that is what comes to you. Yeah. Whatever your mind is able to. So you realize that in my transitioning, now I'm a teacher in the United States. And somebody asks you, can teachers even get 6 figures? No, teachers are getting paid 6 figures here. Yes. Teachers here are taking $130,000 a year, $140,000. In fact, my principal salary is about $240,000 a year. Yes, they are just like the tech guys. Teachers in some states get paid well. Normal people, normal teachers. Some get 150, 180, 170, depending on your rank, depending on how many years you have worked, depending on the kind of qualifications you have. You understand? So you just need a degree to teach. But if you have a degree, your salary is pegged. If you have a master's, your salary is pegged. If you have a PhD, your salary is different. And if you have a PhD with at least even 20 years of experience, 10 years of experience, your salary, baby, plenty is plenty. It's plenty. You understand? So that desire brought me here because after practicing in Ghana for more than 9 years, I wanted something that will still keep the desire in me. A teacher I drive to school, I buy my gas, I buy my fuel, and I drive every day with one of my friends, one of my very, very good friend, Peter. We drive sometimes he would drive, sometimes I would drive, and we were alternating. We climb the mountains every day and we descend. Because he was also staying in 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙙𝙨 in Accra. You know? And then all of a sudden I realized that, let me tell you one thing. When I started doing that, and we were all driving to school, then I saw the desire in some of my colleagues. Man, Charlie, I need a car. What do you think? I said, yes, drive good cars. Because I, for one, as a teacher in Ghana, I never did all these sensors. No, I never did it. No. You not get me. Sensors. Mankobi. Marking. Like they'll go call them for marking and they'll be giving them some 20 Ghana cedis. No. All those things that seem to demean teachers that was the whole perception. Let's demean them because they are good for this. These are the kind of things they are good for. So let's use them for that. I said, no, you not get me. If that is the only money you want, I will get, then I will better sleep. I'll better go to Newtown, go and do my printing and get my money. So as a teacher, even though I was taking teacher salary, I wasn't living like a teacher. I was living differently. So it is all about mindset. The mindset with which you enter the classroom is the same mindset you are going to program other students. Other people's children. They've been entrusted into our hands. I always say that teachers are like judges. We are mini gods. We have the power to mess up somebody's destiny or not. Yes, we have it. People, you can discount it. You can pray all the prayers you pray. But trust me, if a teacher wants to program you to be what you are not, trust me, they can do it. Because you are with us. I am telling you that this is right. And if I can give you the wrong thing and still tell you that it is right and mark you correct, the child will grow believing that this is right. And you know how students believe in their teachers, right? Oh yes, not these days students. Those days we believe in that. If a teacher says this is it, dy dx is this, that's it. Even if you go home and your parents or your aunties tell you that no, this thing is wrong. No, you want to be. My daughter does it to me. My daughter will want to believe the teacher more than me. I'm also a teacher. I'm the parent. But no, she would rather believe that what the teacher has told her in the classroom more than what I am telling her. And that is how serious it is. You understand? That is how serious it is. You're welcome. We as learners will believe our teachers more than anybody. Even your parents, you don't believe them like that. We believe our teachers. So if you want to mess up the life of young people, you can program them wrongly. That is why I'm saying that the mindset with which you enter the classroom. When we talked about relationships, you remember that we said it is about what you yourself you are. It is about what you are that you give out. So if you are a teacher who doesn't have love, how are you going to love other students or other people's children that come to you? You don't have the love. You don't. I mean, you are pained. You are angry. Is that same thing you go and pour on them? If you want to discipline another parent's child that is a student in your classroom, you may end up pouring that anger on them, that frustration, that pain, because that is what you are carrying. So guys, it is not only about teachers, but it's about all of us. The mindset. How you see yourself is how people will see you. If you see yourself as a pauper, yes, I will take you like that. It is how you present yourself. If you present yourself as such, that is what everybody will buy. That is the currency everybody will buy you in. So if I was thinking in dollars, and dollars have come to me. You know, when I gave birth, let me tell you one thing before I go. My time is almost up. When I gave birth to my daughter, there was one thing I was doing. Anytime, and that time she was growing a little bit, and I was doing a lot of dollar transactions, right? So if I get my physical dollars and I bring it to the house, I'll call her and say, look, take dollar, touch it, feel it, and I'll command where I say, look, I declare that you will handle dollars, you will enjoy dollar. Your life will not be just about one currency. Anytime we get pounds, sometimes people in UK come and we do transactions and it is in pounds, I'll let her feel it, I'll let her hold it, then I will pray. She doesn't understand. She didn't understand it those days. She didn't understand it. But I was commanding things. I said, look, you will learn to nations. Start seeing yourself as such, that when disasters come, it is your plane, it is your private jet that they will use to carry those people. Governments will call and borrow from you, not just individuals. You have so much that you'll be learning to governments. Those were the things I was speaking over here. And I didn't even know, I didn't have any plan of traveling to the US, but I was like, okay, and here we are today. And sometimes she sees some of this and I show her some of the old pictures and I was like, oh, Daddy, you were telling me that I will handle dollars. I said, yes, you now understand the power of words and mindset. That was how I was thinking. That was how I was perceiving myself. That I will spend dollar. I will live in a dollar nation. I'll live in a dollar economy. That was how it was. So today, as you start this week, as you continue in the month of March, please make sure you hold a very good mindset about who you are, about what you want to be. Program that into your children as well. That is why the alphabet community will say, oh, I am this and I see myself as this. No, me, I am a teacher, but I see myself as a billionaire teacher. I see myself as a billionaire teacher. Yeah. Oh, it's an accident. So sorry, man. You understand? I see myself as a billionaire teacher. As a billionaire teacher. That is how everyone, and you see, those are the things you attract depending on how you see yourself. Yeah. So it's all about the mindset, guys. It's all about the mindset. Thank you so much for engaging with me. I'll see you again, and let's do this another time. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.